Wichita warms up for March Madness as the Shocks take on the Sooners, giving us just a little taste of what we can expect when the NCAA tourney rolls into town next year. Good evening, I'm Chris Arnold. Craig Andrus has the night off. Tonight, the Wichita State Shockers played on a different stage, losing to the Oklahoma Sooners over at Intrust Bank Arena. KSN's Carly Willis takes a look at how one of the Shockers games played at the county-owned arena is a game changer. She has a story new at 10.
This is our first foray into the NCAA Division I realm.
For the last 3 years in a row, Wichita State men's basketball has sold out the Intrust Bank Arena in a special game played downtown, showcasing two big entities the county has to show for: the Shockers and the arena.
We're really maximizing taxpayer assets and blending that together, and you can just tell there's a great sense of enthusiasm. Like you mentioned, people have been standing outside for hours waiting to get in.
The game gives people who aren't season ticket holders at Koch Arena more access to watch the Shockers play, as the downtown arena holds 15,000 people compared to Koch Arena, which holds 10,000. And the game sold out within minutes.
Great that this asset that belongs to the citizens of Sedgwick County is going to be used in the way that it was intended. I think there's a lot of times government builds something and it doesn't get utilized.
O'Donnell explained the county's working diligently with the arena to hatch out a plan for rounds 1 and 2 in March. Carly Willis, KSN News.
Thanks, Carly. KSN's Jeff Eberly will have a full recap of the Shockers and Sooners showdown coming up a little later in sports. Well, at halftime of the Shockers game tonight, a local hero was recognized and given more than what he bargained for. Army Sergeant David Stack is from Wichita, but now lives in Newton. He thought he was going out at halftime to be applauded for his service, when instead he was given the keys to a brand new Chevy as a way of saying thanks for your service. He called the act a huge blessing.
Hey, this is me, I'm here, and this is what I did. Okay, time to go home.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. It was totally different.
The car is 100% payment-free as part of a thank you to Sergeant Stack. While thousands of people across the nation honored fallen veterans today by laying wreaths on the graves of servicemen and women. Here in Wichita, city and county officials, community members, as well as those who served or continue to serve, took part in the city's first ever Wreaths Across America ceremony at the Calvary Cemetery this morning. Organizers say that the wreaths were placed on almost 700 graves during today's ceremony. Those who attended say the wreaths are a way to show that fallen soldiers aren't forgotten.
There's all kinds of people that care, and we care about your family members that were sacrificed everything for us.
Ceremony organizers say they were pleased with the turnout and hope to eventually bring the ceremony to more Wichita cemeteries. In your news across America, President Donald Trump is at Camp David for the weekend, gearing up for a big week ahead, hoping to deliver a signature on the nation's biggest tax reform plan in decades. House and Senate Republicans hammered out the final details and lined up enough votes for it to pass on Friday. Under the GOP bill, there are 7 new tax brackets in which the average family with a joint income of $70,000 a year will get a tax reduction from 15 to 12%. It is a 3% reduction that will expire in 2025. The corporate tax rate will also drop from 35 to 21%, a change that is set to be permanent.
Reputable third-party analysis, nonpartisan, does show that most people will get a tax cut from this legislation, but it's just not going to add up to much.
Analysts say if passed, the tax bill would add $1.5 trillion to the national debt. A vote is expected on Tuesday. And in California, new evacuations were called today as surging winds drove flames from the massive Thomas wildfire towards a wealthy coastal enclave in Santa Barbara County. Officials for CAL FIRE placed Montecito, Summerlin, and a portion of Santa Barbara under a mandatory evacuation. CAL FIRE says firefighters continue to battle the blaze that has burned nearly 260,000 acres and destroyed more than 1,000 structures since it began back on December 4th. Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, and many other celebrities have reported to have homes in Montecito. Well, back here closer to home, one person is dead after a crash in Anderson County late Friday night. According to the crash report, it happened just before midnight last night, about 2 miles south of the town of Welda. Welda is about an hour east of Emporia. Officials tell us a semi was headed north when it left the road. That's when they say the semi left the roadway, striking a concrete culvert and a milepost sign. KHP says the driver of the truck then overcorrected, re-entered the highway, and hit another car. The driver of that car, 19-year-old Andrew Metcalf of Independence, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi and his passenger were not hurt. Well, for the homeless and those in need, this time of year can be hard. KSN's Santiago Khan takes a look at a homeless shelter in Garden City, working to make sure they're taken care of.
Garden City's homeless shelter and food pantry is asking for your help.
We are still in need of ham and chickens, canned fruit, cookie and cake mixes, soup. Those are the things that we are needing.
Emmaus House is trying to collect enough food to feed hundreds of families in need this Christmas.
We handed out about 219 holiday boxes for Thanksgiving, and we'll easily hand that many out for Christmas.
Longtime volunteer Vern Pfeiffer hopes the community can come together for those in need.
This is a small town, but I hate to think what would happen to those people who are hungry and have no money or no food.
This need for donations comes at a tough financial period for Emmaus House.
I have $23,000 in the bank, and in my almost 20 years here, I've never had this least amount of money, and it has been a struggle this year.
So they're asking for food or monetary donations these next few days.
We're planning to hand out the Christmas boxes on December 20th from 9:30 to 11 and 3 to 5, so you can even stop by that day and drop it off if you want.
Santiago Khan, KSN News.
Thanks, Santiago. Well, local families in need got a chance to fill up their stockings this morning. It's all a part of the annual Gently Used Toy Christmas distribution held by the His Helping Hands Ministry. Today, parents got to pick through over 20,000 nearly new and used toys to use as gifts for their children. Helping Hands says that most of the toys come from local donations and are in pretty good shape.
A lot of these toys are really very nice. We have large kitchen sets, we have bikes, we have tricycles, we have the plastic, hot cars and things like that. So there are really a lot of good quality used toys back there for these kids.
In all, more than 150 families received toys. Organizers say donations are always welcomed at the His Helping Hands warehouse, located at 1441 East 37th Street North. And Wichitans braved the cold and chilly weather this morning for this year's Jingle Bell Run. Our own Stephanie Bergman hosted the race, while other members of the KSN family laced up their running shoes to join in. The 5K run raises funds for the Arthritis Foundation, a group that aims to help and educate those with the disease.
We have a camp for children. We have educational programs for children who are dealing with juvenile arthritis. So we have lots of local programs in addition to our national research.
The race has raised over $60,000 for the program. If you would like to donate, you can visit their website, jbr.org. Coming up on KSN News at 10, we'll check in with Katie Western to see what you can expect weather-wise for the rest of the weekend.